But opponents of the oil sands don't have a lot of faith in the provincial government. Alberta has been ruled by a Conservative Party for almost 4 decades. The government derives nearly 40% of its revenues from the oil sector and is a big booster of oil sands development.
Well, let's look at the facts in terms of the Ministry of Environment and the tar sands over the last 40 years.
David Eggen is the chief environmental watchdog for the New Democratic Party, one of Alberta's opposition parties.
The tailings ponds have not been rehabilitated to one drop. In terms of rehabilitating areas that have been strip mined already, they just simply put it back, they backfill it and turn it into a field. Nothing like resembling the boreal forest that preceded the operations.
Eggen says this is not surprising given the ties between the government and the oil companies.
We see here in 2007 a very, very strong relationship between the oil and gas industry lobby and the various ministries of the Alberta provincial government.
The Native Indian communities say that relationship has prevented the Alberta government from responding to fears that exploitation of the oil sands is affecting the health of their members.
Many of our people are dying prematurely. They're getting cancers that the doctor who works in our community has suggested that you find in very rare circumstances.
We work closely with Alberta Health and Wellness. They did a study. There was a local doctor who had brought up the issue of higher cancer. So far, there is no linkage.
They haven't found anything that is documentable about that as it goes forward. And so they've said, no, this trend isn't any much different than what we're seeing in other parts of the area as well.
But Poitras says the government has not done the independent scientific investigation needed to determine if the oil sands project is leading to higher cancer rates, respiratory problems, and other health effects.
I mean, there's been absolutely no studies or reviews or analysis on the cumulative impacts overall.